people in Turkey were frightened today because a magnitude 6.1 shallow earthquake did strike the country in a region that is prone to earthquakes, and a lot of buildings collapsed. And we've seen the last earthquake that hit Turkey, people were jumping out of the second floors of their homes. Why are they doing this? Because many of these homes are very vulnerable to these earthquakes. And we all maybe remember in 2023, a magnitude 7.8 earthquake has unfortunately ended more than 53,000 people in Turkey and has destroyed or damaged hundreds of thousands of buildings in 11 southern and southeastern provinces. And this is absolutely crazy. And now this earthquake, this magnitude 6.1, happened in the Balikesir province in western Turkey. That is one of Turkey's highest seismic hazard zones. It has both historical and unfortunately recent records that indicate a significant earthquake risk. And according to the Turkish seismic hazard map, the province falls in the first degree risk category, experiencing more than 90 earthquakes with magnitude 2.5 or higher every year. Where does this come from? You maybe have heard that name. It's not a friendly name. The North Anatolian Fault. The region is affected by the southern branches of the North Anatolian Fault and extensional structures of the Aegean region, which are capable of generating strong earthquakes, unfortunately. So historically, Balikesir has experienced multiple destructive events. In 1898, magnitude 7.0 has ended over 500 people, has destroyed nearly the entire city. 1919, Ayvalık earthquake 7.0, probably 3,000 fatalities. 1944, Gulf of Edremit earthquake 6.7 has caused the loss of 73 people, triggered a local tsunami even. And then the 1953 Yenisei-Gönen earthquake, magnitude 7.5, has ended more than 1,000 people. And paleoseismological studies unfortunately indicate, guys, that local fault systems also cause additional problems there. The Havran-Balikesir fault zone, they're capable of producing earthquakes up to magnitude 7.2 with normally recurrence intervals between 1,000 and 2,000 years. And the seismologists also note that some sections may currently represent seismic gaps, which increases the long-term hazard potential. So this magnitude 6.1, you see the location of the epicenter here on the map, has caused destruction. Buildings collapse. Thankfully, it didn't happen at night when people were sleeping, but it happened at 7:53 p.m. local time, August 10th, 2025. Depth 10 kilometers, that might change, 6.2 miles. European agencies are reporting depth of 8 kilometers, 5 miles. Epicenter located 7 miles of Bigadik, a population of 15,242 people, and northwest of Sindirgi, population 10,900, 30 miles southeast of Balikesir, population 238,000 people. 13,000 people are now estimated to really have felt severe shaking. 37,000 felt it very strong, 178,000 strong, and 770,000 felt it moderate. We do have older buildings, stone buildings, that are prone to collapse. So in this earthquake, now about a dozen buildings have collapsed. At least one person was trapped in the debris of a collapsed building, but could be rescued. The earthquake then epicenter, the town of Sindirgi, sent shockwaves across the region, even 125 miles, 200 kilometers to the north in Istanbul, a city of more than 16 million people. It was felt there as well. And the Turkish Interior Minister has told the news that 5 people, including an elderly woman, were rescued from a collapsed building in Sindirgi, while rescuers were trying to reach another person that was trapped in a structure. So none of the people that were rescued have life-threatening conditions, and the officials hope that they will get through this, that they will continue to get through this without any loss of life. And Turkey's Disaster and Emergency Management Agency has said the earthquake is followed by several aftershocks, including 4.6, and they're urging citizens not to enter damaged buildings because they might still be standing, damaged in parts, but the aftershocks, the additional shaking, could give them the rest and they might collapse fully, or even buildings that look like they're not damaged might then partially collapse or even worse. So stay out of it. That's what the authorities are saying. They need time to evaluate and look at all these buildings. President Erdogan has issued a statement wishing all affected citizens a speedy recovery. He says, may God protect our country from any kind of disaster. That's not happening at the moment. Unfortunately, it's not happening all over the world. Turkey sits on top of these major fault lines, and earthquakes are frequent. And in addition to that, the Turkish coast can get tsunamis if something's happening in Greece, or if there's volcanoes erupting, underwater volcanoes. So it's quite a hazardous area, we have to say. To give you a little bit more of the tectonic details, is this quake in Western Turkey is tied to the complex tectonic setting where this Anatolian plate is basically being squeezed and sheared between the Eurasian plate to the north, the African plate to the south, and the Arabian plate is pushing in from the southeast. The North Anatolian fault system is comparable to the San Andreas fault because it's a major strike-slip fault. Anatolian plate is sliding westwards relative to the Eurasian plate. And in this particular area where today's earthquake did strike, the faulting is more complicated because the Aegean region is undergoing extensional tectonics. I've reported a lot about what's going on in the Aegean. So in the Aegean, the crust is being pulled apart due to the southward retreat of the Hellenic subduction zone in the Mediterranean. So this extension creates normal faults and oblique slip faults that can, all of them, produce very strong earthquakes, even far away from the North Anatolian fault trace. So the 6.1, what scientists can tell us so far, they suggest the quake was a normal or oblique slip fault event associated with the CMAF Balikesir fault system, part of the broader West Anatolian extensional province. In simple terms, the African plate is subducting beneath the Aegean region. The Aegean crust is stretching and breaking, and this stretching has triggered a fault movement that caused today's earthquake. Boom, there it is, guys. And this is an interesting map from the EMSC. You see the big red star is the epicenter. This is how seismically active this region is, with basically earthquakes recorded starting 1960 until now. So lots and lots of earthquakes in this region. And guys, Thank you to everyone who keeps buying me coffees on my Buy Me a Coffee site. The link is in the description, by the way, of this video, buymeacoffee.com/silky. I really need that today because so much is going on. I will record quite a few videos today, I can tell you that. And in the meantime, check out the one that I just released, a rock fall in Germany, in Bavaria, that was filmed by a hiker that thought from a safe distance, but the hiker was injured by that rockfall. And what's stunning is, if you see the video, how that one piece of massive chunk of the mountain has a free fall and then lands, and it's crushed like an explosion, so that we have this on camera. But what's also frightening, I have to say, is the sound that the mountain made 30 to 40 minutes before disaster, and that is also caught on camera. Amazing. Watch this video in the end screen or one of the others. Subscribe, go to my channel page, click on videos, click on recent if you like, scroll through. There's so much, guys. Thank you for watching. Thank you for supporting the channel with the coffees, with the supers. Shout out to all my channel members. A new video is coming out today. I'm just working on it, so in case you don't know, oops, no, I've thrown my bottle over. In case you don't know what that is, private videos about my private life for members of the channel. Click the join button to watch those. Thank you, guys. I see you here if you click in the end screen. Bye-bye.